Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Aurora. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 foundations for oily skin. For those of you who don't know, I have really oily skin and I know the struggle it is to find a good foundation that won't make you look like a grease ball. I have high-end, I have drugstore, so I have a little bit of everything. So if you'd like to know the foundations that I recommend for oily skin, keep on watching. Alright, so for the first foundation, this is my holy grail foundation. I am obsessed with it and it's the one that I'm currently wearing on my skin. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation. This is the foundation that Rihanna came out with and it's honestly amazing. I think it's great for oily skin, and just like the foundation is named, soft matte, it's not a completely matte finish, and I feel like I don't have to set this foundation because it dries down to like a powdery velvet finish. I do set all the areas that I do highlight with the powder, but other than that, I don't set the rest of my face. This lasts quite a long time on my skin. It's not a thick formula, it is a bit runny. I'm gonna show you guys. See? So it's not super thick, but it's not super thin, and it is buildable. I would consider this a medium to full coverage concealer, and this retails for $34, and she really has an amazing shade range in this line. There's like about 40 foundations, different types of foundations, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find one that matches for you. Moving on to my next favorite foundation, this is drugstore. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This retails for about $5.99, depending where you go. Certain stores have them for cheaper. And this one, I do consider it a matte foundation. It looks great in pictures. It's an awesome price, and I like to apply this on my sponge. And most of these I apply with my sponge. I prefer to apply with my sponge. And this one has an interesting applicator. It's like a spatula. The only con is that it smells like paint, but after you put it on your skin and you're wearing it, you don't really smell it anymore. My other only issue is that for some reason around my nose area, it tends to crack. Even though I do set it, I don't know if it's maybe I'm not putting enough, or I'm putting too much, or I'm not putting enough primer, but it will crack for me on the outside of my nose. But this is a really good foundation. It looks great in pictures. I highly recommend this. Well, I recommend all of them, to be honest. My next foundation that I recommend is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. It's matte and poreless. This does a really good job at blurring my pores. I have really large pores and the struggle is real sometimes, but this does a really wonderful job in mattifying and blurring my pores. I don't consider this a full matte. I would say like a demi matte, because it doesn't like dry down super matte. You can still see a little bit of glow there. I do wish this had a pump, but it doesn't. The consistency on it is not super thick, but it's a little bit runny, and this is a medium to full coverage, and this retails for $7.99. My next foundation isn't necessarily geared for oily skin girls, but hear me out. I am talking about the Hourglass foundation stick. This is really, I just love the finish. I love how this looks on my skin. I do have to set it, so if you do buy this foundation or use it, please set it or else you will look like a grease ball. And this retails for $46. I like to use this with a brush. I've tried it with a beauty blender and it does look nice, but I prefer to use to blend this out with a brush. It gives more fuller coverage, and it can go, it's buildable, so you can go really full coverage. And before I put this on, I prep my skin, so I will use a mattifying primer, and then I'll put this on, blend it out with a brush, and then I'll set it, or else it'll just be a hot mess. And for my last foundation, I recommend the Infallible Pro Matte by L'Oreal. This is a demi matte finish. It's long wear. I haven't used it for 24 hours, even though it claims it's a 24-hour foundation. I honestly don't know because I don't wear my makeup for 24 hours, but this is a really good option for us oily skin gals. And this one, I think out of all of the foundations I mentioned, is the formula, the consistency is a lot thicker. It's like a whipped formula. And the only, out of all the foundations I mentioned, this one, I don't think it has the least shade ranges available. But it is lightweight, it's long wearing, it's full coverage, and this one retails for $12.99. Depending where you go, you can get it for cheaper. Okay, everyone, these are the top 5 foundations that I recommend if you have oily skin. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you have any recommendations of foundations that you think I should try, please let me know in the description box below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can also follow me on my Instagram page at Glamrora. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!